Incoming transmission standby. Welcome to the Nod News Network. According to UNICEF, thousands of newborns are at risk of dying in this war-torn country by the end of this year. More than 1,200 children under the age of 5 died in refugee camps in war-torn Sudan between mid-May and September after a deadly combination of suspected measles outbreak and severe malnutrition. The deaths occurred in Sudan's White Nile state, the United Nations Refugee Agency, UNHCR, and WHO said in a joint statement on Tuesday, reiterating their concerns about the deteriorating health situation in the African country due to fighting between rival military groups since April. According to UNHCR teams, more than 3,100 suspected cases of measles and high malnutrition, as well as more than 500 suspected cases of cholera, have been reported in other parts of the country. Health facilities are overwhelmed due to lack of staff, life-saving drugs, and essential equipment, the organization said, adding that continued attacks on hospitals and medical teams have worsened the situation. Aggravate service delivery problems, exacerbating epidemics and deaths. Dozens of children are dying every day because of this brutal conflict and global lack of concern. We can prevent more deaths, but we need money to respond, to reach those who need it and above all to end the fighting, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi said. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said local health workers, with help from WHO and partners, were doing everything possible in very difficult conditions to prevent more deaths and the escalation of the epidemic. They urgently need support from the international community to prevent further deaths and the spread of the disease. We call on donors to be generous and warring parties to protect health workers and access to health for all who need it, Mr. Tedros emphasized. The conflict that broke out between the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, and the Paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, RSF, on April 15 has left more than 7,000 people dead, according to the Conflict Location and Event Data Project Armed Raid. Last month, humanitarian agency Save the Children reported that at least 498 children in the North African country, including 24 babies in state orphanages, had died due to food shortages and closures of schools and nutrition centers due to fighting. Speaking to journalists in Geneva on Tuesday, spokesman for the United Nations Children's Agency, UNICEF, James Elder, estimated that thousands of babies died in the war-torn country in last year. AFP quoted Elder, "Every month, 55,000 children need treatment for the most dangerous form of malnutrition, yet in Khartoum, less than 1 in 50 nutrition centers operate." This has been the Nod News Network, transmission complete.